Okay, looks like we're starting here on game 2. So here we go. Okay, and just a reminder for those joining us, because of login problems, we are playing as guest right now. So guest 17400 is NohatCoder, and guest 17397 is applemonkeyman. That name still amuses me. Okay, looks like they're going to go ahead and go for serrated. And it looks like Apples is going to go ahead and go for an early cap placement here, which this gives Black a lot of opportunities. So Black could probably get away with capping B2 or C2 right now, which I'd consider just for momentum reasons. No, actually you could get away with that because then you could have C4 captured. Okay, so they're going to go and go with the cap at B2 then.
Okay, so trying to cap at B3.
Yeah, because now Black has some options, but now White's starting to staircase over there.
Yeah, I did find it kind of strange putting this capstone on B2, but I guess it helps support like vertical momentum on the left side of the board.
Yeah.
Ooh. But White just captured on C2. Ooh.
Yeah, the capstone can chase it around for a while. It has no problem doing that. And the problem is you risk kind of orphaning your capstone over there on D3 if Black manages to hop on top of C2, because then White doesn't really have much built.
White's just building, continuously building.
Well, if I were Black, I'd take B3.
Oh, he's just gobbling up all these.
Yeah, because that can happen. And now Black's cut off from their potential threat. So if I were Black, I would take D3 pretty quickly just to try and strangle that momentum a little bit, because that also gives option to throw C2 to the right to make their own threat as well. I mean, the goal is to get White to give up some of that power they have in that stack right there on C3, because a hard capstone there early in the game can be really dangerous. Okay, so White's going to keep on trying to build that.
Is Black Nohat again?
Yeah, Black is NohatCoder.
Okay.
Yeah, I still have to remind myself of this every now and then.
Maybe Black is trying to play it safe and just put down a lot of flats, you know?
Yeah, the problem is that you end up with something like, say, B2 or more likely A3 here, and then White can just capture once. Yeah.
Ooh.
So,
that's a nasty threat.
Two options, B4 minus, which cuts off most of that threat, which, okay, we'll just leave it at that. Well, if Black wanted to be cheeky, Black could just make a threat right now by C5 or D5.
D5 it is.
Yep. Well, whenever White has you in a weird spot, sometimes you just put them in tack and see what happens. So now they could play E3 as another counter to that straight road. And now Black's starting to get some potential going on C and D right now. And White only has this one threat going. Okay, so I'd be tempted to do... you could, but...
To do what?
Well, I was thinking about a couple of moves in advance, but I was thinking E3 to the left, and then try and bait the capstone over to the right, and then drop the black capstone on c3 as a result, but I'm not sure how wise that'd be in the long term. So that's why I stopped there for a second.
When you say long term, you mean like giving up a flat or something?
I wouldn't say giving up a flat as much as, well, let's see where this plays out, because I kind of have invalidated most of it. Because we'll probably have e4 minus here. Interesting. Oh, that's way too tempting. I put a wall right there on f3, or more likely on f3 or e2 would probably both work. I'm not sure which one I like more immediately. Because the problem with that move is it gave up an edge. So, I mean, they could place f4 as a potential threat, but that seems risky. The second problem is that now that capstone is pinned there, because if it happens to capture over to take that wall that's about to go on top of e3, well, they have a bigger problem. Okay, so they're trying potentially to get rid of that lock. I'd be tempted for c5 for black here, just to reinstate that lock on the capstone. Because right now, white's creating a whole lot of liabilities in their position.
Yeah, that's true. c5.
So now the capstone's locked again, and they're free to throw that wall to the left.
Or capture on b3. Well, yeah, maybe that first.
Yeah. I mean, they can capture on b3, but then there can be a wall right next to it, which is going to basically annihilate that entire threat.
But why? The white capstone can't move. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, if I were black, I wouldn't let them get away with too much of this, because now they have basically the entire center of the board owned. At least for now. The problem is that they're all weak stacks.
I mean, all of a sudden, it looked really good for black like a few moves earlier, but now.
Well, the thing to consider is that they also purchased that with a lot of captures.
Yeah.
And the more captures you have on the board, the more piece liability you have. The more piece liability, the more there's potential to turn it around if black manages to get a hold of those. So we could have something like b5 right now as a potential top threat.
b5 looks pretty good, just helping defend b4 a little bit, and also connecting this road a little.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was kind of afraid that they'd end up delaying this game, because I think I have enough espresso in me right now to drop an elephant.
Yeah, b5 just controls b4, right?
Yeah. Well, that, and it also makes attack threat, and it makes the potential 5-6 threat a little bit more realized.
What's a 5-6 threat?
Basically a threat that goes through 5 and 6.
Oh, sorry. Of course.
Sorry, sometimes I forget that I say random weird things. They make sense to me, at least. So I promise I'm not crazy. For that, at least.
Yeah, I wonder why black took b2 instead of b5. I thought maybe b5 was a little more important.
Yeah, the problem is they're about to get into some pain pretty quick, though, if they don't respond to this entire 3-4 threat.
Yeah, this...
I mean, ideally, they could force him to do some bad things with c5 to left and force white to capture a lot more.
Yeah, what's interesting is that there's 3 white pieces staring at b4, right? So it would take black at least 2 turns to regain control of that.
Well, the thing might not be as much to regain control as much as cause him to sacrifice a whole lot of pieces to take that.
Ooh.
Okay, so black's going to go ahead and make that threat.
What is the threat?
The threat is that I'm going to capture d3 and there's nothing you can really do to stop me.
Why? Because white can't move his capstone?
Well, white can move the capstone.
What is this? F3, A2?
Yeah, black's going to have to respond to this thing as well. I mean, as much as they'd like to just go on that threat, this is getting dangerous on AB. So basically right through here on A and B, you can have a road going.
You know, I was counting flats in. It's pretty even, but it just looks like white has a lot more relevant flats right here.
Yeah.
They're all
That's also together. Tak, so if they get too happy, they're done.
Oh, yeah.
Because you have c5 to the left. So if white gets a little bit too happy about their position right now, they're in for it.
Could he just capture down to b4, just sidestep this?
Yeah, they definitely could. I mean, I'd also be tempted to take both the stones on c3 and put them left, just because that would then chokehold the entire... Yeah, that.
Ah, interesting. Yeah. That's cool.
Because now that went from being a mild threat to being Tinue potential in a couple of turns.
You mean like vertically?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I see a couple of potential options here. One of the options is to throw e3. Well, let's see how many stones they have. No, that is a Tak threat. Never mind. Because they have enough of a throw to get to b6 and cover it with whites.
What if white has a road win? Is there a third game? Or
no, it'd just be a tie game in this case. For
gotcha.
These are the prelims, so...
Uh-huh.
I think I've had 2 tie games so far with apples and unsweet. Yeah, 2.
Were they tied by road wins?
Yeah, double road wins. Ironically, both of them is black.
Wow.
Well, double black reverses on both games. Like, no. Black on only the apple game, and then I think we both won as white in the unsweet game. Never mind. Yeah, I have a feeling that black really didn't want to do that, but there wasn't much of a choice. So let's see here. B6, no.
Are there any limitations to stacks? I remember you said something about like a five-piece stack or something.
You can have as many pieces as you want in this stack, but you can only pick up the board size as a maximum. So in this case, 6.
Oh, gotcha.
Whenever we were playing 5s all the time, that's probably what you were thinking, is I told you can only pick up 5 pieces.
That's I feel like that's a necessary rule. Otherwise, black could just keep gobbling up whites.
Yeah.
That's an insane looking stack though on A2.
Well, it's a very weak stack, which is very dangerous for black.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that that really gained white much as far as momentum, but it did definitely feel good for white. Because now they don't have any solid, distinct threats.
Yeah, white just went +2 flats there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But if you look back a turn, they had multiple potential threats that they could be making within a turn versus throwing that all the way over there and hitting that wall. So now black has some potential threats as well.
Black could self-made himself by moving his capstone all the way to E2 and dropping all the whites along the way.
Yes. That would be called the Poncho Power Ritual Suicide. Except what happens is whenever Poncho happens to be in a position where he knows he's going to lose, he'll throw his cap and make the opponent win. And then he will say, typically with whatever hat he happens to be wearing, I tip my cap to you. Okay, we got F3, F3, F3. Okay, so that is a tack threat as well.
You know, what's really dangerous is that black doesn't have any spaces to put walls, so
yeah,
all the edges are covered. That's interesting.
The fun part about some of this, though, is that sometimes if you play it right with captures, even though they look bad, you can force a position to be open to where you can place a wall. You can also get rid of pesky areas like this, which happen to have 4 squares reinforced, just by a certain series of captures, and that is attack threat.
Yeah.
So the idea here is that sometimes by provoking captures that look bad, you can demolish the opponent's position. I'm not sure about that one.
Ooh,
because this is a 2 stack right here on B2, which can just throw one up there. And then this could potentially end up wiping out a majority of the threats, but that's also super dangerous. Okay, let's see here. Captures. No, actually this could work out for black. Yeah, basically that. Just 1B2 plus.
Oh, that's tack, right?
Yeah,
or C1.
That's still tack.
Left. Okay. Wow.
Because
well, look at all these like threats vertically and horizontally. Yeah. Oh, and this stack is getting huge.
Yeah. I was about to say not quite Tinue there. So if you happen to have B2 plus as well, then this is a really weak stack, and then there's a wall potential all over the place here.
Ooh, white actually controls B3, right? Because of the capstone.
Uh-huh.
Ooh. What a spooky looking stack.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not even that bad of a stack because it has 2 whites in it.
Yeah, I mean, more of the question here is what's black going to do to try and regain some momentum, because this is not good as far as that, but at the same time, white ended up sacrificing a lot to get that thing as far as position. And that's what I meant by potentially bad looking captures ending up kind of decimating position here.
Thing is, like, that black capstone just doesn't look very relevant. I mean, it needs to be...
It's not.
You need to take 2 moves to like threaten B3 or something.
Yeah, so there's that threat, which white can just hop back over on top of. Okay,
another attack threat. Jeez.
Well, there's gonna be a lot of attack threats here for the next few turns.
Yeah, and white controls all the attack threats now.
Yeah.
Now that his capstone is there.
Yeah, black's going to have to be careful. NoHat's going to have to be careful here because the wrong capture is game over. Because there are multiple ways that this could be ended right here.
Okay. So black is just like...
Actually, is there even a way to stop this? Because right now you have... Huh. I'm not entirely sure there is a way to stop this. I think this might be Tenue because the capstone can throw rights. And it has 2 pieces of momentum, which is going to cover up the potential D2 plus capture here. And then even if he takes A3 with the capstone, then the cap can still move north to B4, and that's game. A5 minus, they just play down to C3, and that's game. Wall there, they play to B4, and that's game. Yeah, this looks like Tenue. Yeah, done. Capstone goes north, and that is game.
Let's see if he misses that.
I seriously doubt that. Okay, it looks like we got a tie game. Lots of ties here. Well, it looks like guess 17412 is right then. But anyway, I am going to go ahead and deafen and cut off that stream. I'll be right back here. Okay, so it looks like it's a tie game between applemonkeyman and NohatCoder with a 6-6. I'm going to go ahead and cut off the stream, and we'll leave it there.